Hey guys, Swagadelic here. I don't know how many days it's been since I did this, or even what day it is. It's Saturday, March. I'm sorry. It's Saturday, March the 17th. Yeah, I've been here for a few months. Let me see. I've been here for 1, 2. I've been here 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. I've been here 3 months in this town. I finally got everything ready for the war. I'll be done this week. The war starts in a couple months. I got everything prepared, basically. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. We get the shit nuked out of us by North Korea. The chemical missiles are gonna be the worst. The people that die in the nuclear blast are gonna be the lucky ones. The people that get the chemicals and the nuclear blast that are living outside the cities, 50 miles out, 80 miles out, they're gonna get the chemicals and they're gonna get the radiation. So it's gonna be bad for them. And the government's not coming in to save anybody. They don't have enough radiation suits, and with the chemicals and that, they're just going to set up barricades all along the interstates 150 miles outside of a city. So you're going to have to walk 50 miles out the city with radiation burns all over you and people going crazy from the chemicals to try and fight your way out of the city to get out, to get help. And you can only do 10 miles a day. The average person can only walk 10 miles a day. So that's 5 days. And if you're fighting people that are crazy and you're fighting radiation sickness, you can turn that into 20 days or a month just to make it 50 miles. So most people will mess up and stay in their home and, wind up dying right there. You're going to have to stay in your home for the first week because of the chemicals, because they lay on the ground for a week, and if you touch them, they make you go crazy. And then after the first week, if you don't know that, you don't know that. Because people don't know that. So between that and radiation poisoning, you're just not going to have a chance all the way up to almost 150 miles outside the city, about 100 miles. You're just not going to have a chance. There's not going to be many people that are going to make it out of the city once it happens. It's just going to be bad. If you don't know you're supposed to lock yourself up for a week because of the chemicals, last a week, then you get the chemicals. So, or you get the radiation. So if you try and walk out instantly, you get the chemicals because the chemicals will get you too. If you stay too long, the radiation will get you. If you don't know to lock yourself up for a week, then leave, you're screwed. It basically screwed either way, But I'm not. I met God, and God moved me here, so I'd be saved. We got that to look forward to this year. Yeah, Armageddon. And I met God. He's cool. This isn't his fault. He's got nothing to do with this. By the way, if you ask, he has nothing to do with things that go bad and bad things. It's all evil. And he can't shoot a lightning bolt up Kim Jong's ass and kill him because Kim has every right to be as evil as he wants to be here, like the rest of us have every right to be as evil as we want to be here. So that's the way the planet works. Freedom. So you guys in America should, feel good about that. That is freedom. His choice, freely, to blow the shit out of us this year with nuclear and chemical missiles. And he's got some good chemical missiles that he shoots at us. It's drugs, bath salts, times a million. People are going to say, God said he's been making them for years, selling them to the Chinese, and the Chinese have been selling them to the whole world. And he was making them like 10, 12 years, making shiploads of them. He's got chemical labs all over the country and torture chambers all on the ground. Every little city and every little town has them. Chemical labs with chemists in them making drugs. And that's how they invented this drug that he's gotten all his chemical missiles stacked up like snowflakes. They invented they had to make a special machine, God said, to pump it in the big missiles. And the tubes are 60 foot long and 3 foot wide. Each missile holds like a ton of it, like 100 million, 100 billion snowflakes in each missile. And they blow up 10,000 feet above the city. So you got 100 million snowflakes coming out of one missile when it blows up. And the tube's going to hit the ground 60 foot long with red markings on it. God said it's going to have red markings on it. It's going to be green, dark army green, 60 foot by 3. You'll see the top blown off of it. And it said it's just a small detonator charge they put on it to blow the top off. As the tube's coming down, the top blows off. The missile starts flipping sideways and stuff. He's testing them out, and the snowflakes start flying out in the wind. And they invented them. They look just like a snowflake. And they got little holes all through them so the air will grab them and drift them off in the air. And when they land on everything, they stay for a week. And one snowflake can make 100 people go insane. Yeah, one snowflake. And he's got like 1 billion of them, each missile. And although only a few missiles get through our defenses, it's enough. God said the chemical ship blows from one end of America to the other for a solid week. So I know what I'm doing when the war starts. I'm barricading myself in. I told all my friends that I met here to do the same thing. And all my friends that wouldn't leave back home to do the same thing. And everyone I meet that's cool to do the same thing. You know, I tell even people that are assholes to do it. You know, it's not their fault they're an asshole. You know, they're just assholes. So I'll tell anybody with an ear what's getting ready to happen. So hopefully they'll have some common sense. God said when you tell somebody something, it doesn't matter if they think you're crazy or not. At least they heard it, and it's in their brain, because we're like computers. And even if they try to push it out, they can't. That it sticks in their brain. So when I tell people this, even though they think I'm crazy, it's stuck in their brain. So when the war does start, they'll barricade themselves in a home for a week and remember what I said. The chemicals last a week. And then come out and be careful, because there will be insane people running around from the drugs. Just like you see the people running naked down the street that are high on drugs. I can hear about the people eating each other that are high and are naked and are running down the street and they're really strong. Just like that, times a million. So I'm going to send this one out to y'all tomorrow. It's the 17th. Trump's supposed to meet with the asshole, the little evil shit, next month. God said he wants to meet him to make sure that the decision he made to sneak attack us is the right decision, and that Trump makes him feel like that is the right decision, that Trump's real mean to him and stern and strict with him, that all his advisors advise him to be basically a dick when he goes to the meeting, and treat him like we are going to invade his country. And that's the whole reason he's doing this, because he thinks we're coming in to kill him like we did Saddam Hussein. He thinks we're getting ready to invade him. And his daddy said before he died, if America looks like they're coming to get you, that's why I bought all these missiles from the Russians, fire them all at them. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to do what his daddy said. He's going to fire all the chemical missiles that he made at us too. So we got that to look forward to this year, guys. And all my books coming out. What do you think about that? That's going to be real cool. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Something to look forward to. A third of the sun being blocked out for a long time. A third of the water poison on the earth for a long time. Got that to look forward to. I want to meet the 2 guys or girls, whoever they are, who are wearing sackcloths that prophesize of the 7th trumpet after the war starts. I'm going to find out who they are. I'm going to know who they are. I'm going to go meet them. I'm going to invite them here. Because God said they met him too. They're alive right now. So I want to find out who those two are. I don't know if they know each other. I don't think they know each other. I think they're from different parts of the world, you know. But everybody else will know who they are, so I'll know who they are. So there'll be computers in that still, so I'll be able to see them and talk to them like I'm doing now. And be able to invite them over here. We can hang out. They can stay at my cool place. Yeah. I hope they're both females. That'd be cool. Little bitty ones like I like. 100 pounds soaking wet. Yeah, that'd be real cool. It'd be two chicks that prophesize, and they're the ones with the 7 trumpet. That would be really cool. I've been praying for that. God won't tell me if they're chicks or dudes, if I get to meet them or not. But if they're chicks or they're dudes, I want to meet them, especially if they're chicks. I want to meet them. Yeah. I want to meet both of them. I'm going to marry both of them. I'm hoping, I'm praying that they're chicks. And they're really cool. Really cool, good-looking chicks that are cool. Because there'll be computers in that, so whoever they are, everybody will know about them in the world. But I like to meet them too, especially if they're chicks. And they can come to my cool hideout place, my cool place. They can hang out with me in my cool bed. In my cool crib that I got set up. Yeah. Yeah, just for one night. It's cool. That's all I need. Travelers, you know, the kinds that travel through. Hey, how you doing? Spend the night and leave. That'd be cool. Yeah, both of them at the same time. It'd be unfair if one came and one left, but it'd be fair if they were both there at the same time. It'd be really cool too if they let me video it. Keep it on video so I can watch it all the time. It'd be really cool. But whoever they are, they're not to be messed with. I know that. Anybody that goes to mess with me, you get a lightning bolt shot up their ass. So I gotta be real careful if they let me have sex with them. I think I'll just let them tie me up and have their way with me, because I don't do nothing wrong. You know, I don't want to make them scream, "Oh my God," and scream something else too, and I get a lightning bolt shot up my ass. So that would be really cool. I've been praying for that. God even thinks I'm crazy. He won't tell me if they're male or female, you know, or where they're at. I know they're alive right now, and he won't tell me if he met them already. But he does meet them like I met him. They do meet him like I met him. Yeah, so that would be cool. If they live with me, that would be even cooler. If they hung out at my crib and stayed with me, that would be really cool. And if they were both 100 pounds soaking wet, it would be really, really cool. So I could fit them underneath my arms. Yeah, little short ones like I like. Fit where their heads come up right here. It'd be really cool. I shoot lightning bolts out their fingers. That'd be really cool. I'd be like, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we got that to look forward to. I think it happens like a year or two into the war, because everybody's poor, you know, and that's the 7th trumpet. So it's probably a year, 2. The war only lasts 5 to 7 years. So it's a year or 2 into the war. Once the war gets started, I think it's the 2nd harvest, from what I can interpret, because life goes by harvest. So we got this year's harvest, and then the war starts, and we already got this year's harvest saved. So next year's harvest will be a third less. That's when the world starts killing each other, and basically wars break out everywhere because people are starving. So a third less food, a third of the world covered in radiation, a third of the sun blocks out means a third of anybody's harvest is dead. So whatever you harvest now, you can cut 30% of it, throw it away. You're not going to get that next year. So that means America is not going to send no food overseas. So that's going to start wars everywhere to begin with. We're going to need the food right here from the radiation all around the country here of food we can't grow, and a third of the crops being dead. So you do the math. It's going to be the following year when it gets really bad, because enough food is saved for this harvest. You get it? I know people in America don't follow a harvest because nobody's starving really over here. But in other parts of the world, they follow the harvest and they live and die by the harvest. And wars are fought by the harvest, basically. That's why all major wars are fought in the summertime and start in the summertime, but not in the winter throughout the history of time. Way back when, they go home in the winter and murder each other in the summer. You come murder each other in the summer. I don't understand it. I mean, you're going to murder each other, just murder each other. Why go home in the winter and then come back? But I guess that, they didn't have the proper stuff that we have now. They murder each other all year long. So nowadays, in the 20th century, when war breaks out, yeah, they murder each other year round. Back in the old days, they only murdered each other in the summertime. I guess they were civil about their murder. They go home in the winter, fatten up, I guess, and come back the next summer and murder each other again. Nowadays, we're not civil about it. But it's going to be the second year. It'll be next year. The war breaks out this year. It'll be next year when the whole world's fighting, And like China's just going to incinerate and fight each other. The state's going to fight each other because the fallout's going to blow over China. And one state's going to have food, one state's going to not. And they're not going to want to give food to this state, so that state's going to attack them. They're going to be infighting in China. And Russia's just going to be no man's land in a year. It's going to be a wasteland from the nuclear winter, because the angel turns the wind and blows the nuclear radiation up Russia's ass because they sold the missiles to Kim. God said to watch the wind turn, so I've been watching it to see the wind turn. I've been watching the back door over there, which way the wind blows, wind currents, wind speed. He said it's going to turn. And he's got nothing to do with that. That's all the angel's going to do that. The angel's pissed off because Russia sold North Korea all these missiles and stuff to do this with. So we got that to look forward to. There'll be no more Russia in 100 years. And God said there won't be one person living in Russia. Russia will be a wasteland, totally wasteland. And China will be, because they got the wall up, China will be murdering each other. They'll be so busy killing each other in China, and the rest of the world will be fighting. So I don't know who takes sides. He just said that people take sides and change, and take sides and change. So people will be fighting with us, and then he said you'll see them fighting each other, all of a sudden, and they'll be fighting along with us. Love and light over dark and evil is what it will be. And then the little countries that are fighting with us will just turn against each other and start fighting each other. It's all because of the radiation and food. Nobody wants to share. Everybody's just greedy, So that starts the wars. I mean, it's been like that throughout time. Look what happened to Egypt and Rome. Well, we'll pay you for the food, and you want triple the money, we'll just attack you and murder all y'all. That's what they did. We'll pay you the food, but you want triple the money. Well, it's easier to just attack you. That's what's going to happen here. You don't want to share the food. You don't want to share it. They're just going to attack you. That's how it's going to be like. And the radiation from the bombs blowing, it blows in different sections. So the city next to you will have perfectly good water and perfectly good crops. And over here, it'll be just enough poison to where you can't eat the food, and people will still eat it. And everything will be poison. We got that going for us. The food's still going to grow with radiation in it. People are going to eat the radiation food, and they're going to die from it. Because it's not going to change it. It's just going to grow with the radiation water in it. A third of it's going to die from the sun, but it's still going to grow with the radiation in it. People are still going to eat it. Because you can't taste it, It's just radiation. It just slowly kills you. The hair will be falling out, all that stuff. you know, and they'll slowly die. If you start eating it, you might live 3 years, 5 years, and be dead from it. And they're going to eat it anyway because they ain't got nothing else to eat. So you'll be seeing all kind of weird stuff happening. And when we invade North Korea, we find a dungeon underneath every little city. Make Hitler look like a schoolboy. Kim, the great war whore. He makes Hitler look like he's a minor league baseball player. Kim's in the major leagues with starving people in concentration camps when they find what he's got over there. You know, nobody will say anymore, oh, World War II was really bad. When we invade the country and find all the death chambers and stuff he's got underneath the ground, all the labs he's been testing chemicals on people. He's got monsters on the ground. He's got people who turn into monsters from little kids, feeding them chemicals. And they've been there feeding them chemicals for years, and they just change into all kind of different freaky looking monsters. And it's really bad, God said. You know, so he said there's not a town that we go to that we don't find chemical labs underneath the ground that make drugs and have people locked up in dungeons underground. There's not a spot that we go to anywhere in the country, in any town, any village, that we don't find chemical labs that make drugs underneath the ground, and make chemicals, and make warheads, and make nuclear warheads. All this money's into that. You know, we find underground chambers everywhere, with people still alive in them. Experimental labs with people locked up, sealed up in rooms where they pump the chemicals in, and then people got to read the chemicals in that, and they turn into all kinds of stuff. It's going to be really bad when we find all this shit underneath the ground, you know. And I don't know. The government's going to want to hide it, most of it. They're going to blow it up and try and hide it and downplay it. You know, that's what they're going to do. But the world finds out, you know. They're not going to want to show all of it. But it gets out, you know. They're going to want to blow it all up, get rid of it. And a lot of the people they have to kill because they're monsters and stuff. There's no way to bring them back. So they have to kill them. You know, you can't keep feeding a monster that's locked up in a cage and do that to a human. So they have to put them out their misery. It's like putting down stray dogs. They had to do it to a lot. Yeah, like 100,000 people. God say they had to kill. You know, put them out their misery. They find locked up, still alive in chambers that are just gone, and the chemicals he fed them. He's gonna pull their 45s out and put a bullet in their brain. There's nothing else they can do with them. There's no way to help them. It's not like World War II, where they could eat them and help them so they can survive. It's totally different. This is totally different. This isn't like World War II at all. This is Armageddon. Monsters and zombies. Yeah. I'm in this video out too. I don't give a fuck who believes it or who don't. Y'all can all go to hell or y'all can go to heaven. This is Swagadelic signing off. Beaming out. Later.